Blessed be y'all, this is Jen Fremont. I want to talk about the importance of keeping a record of things. I have not always been real good at that. When I started in magic, I started keeping a book of shadows, and that first book ended up turning more into a journal because I didn't make another place to really write those things, what was going on in my life down at the time. But recently, I was wanting to do some of the things that I had done in the past, and look up the recipes for the things that I did, and find my notes on what worked and what didn't work. And I found that I had some notebooks where I had written stuff down, recipes for if you want to say potions and things like that. And I ended up taking those notebooks and putting them into my current book of shadows, so that they would all be condensed into one place. And during this process, I started looking back into my book of shadows. I also pulled out my old journals, and I eventually, when I recognized what I was doing in that first book of shadows, turning it into a journal, I went and got a notebook and started doing that as a journal, just to keep the magic separate from the day-to-day stuff that was going on. And that first one is sitting on my shelf. I find it very hard to open it because there's I went through a lot of stuff then. I was questioning a lot of stuff. I was very emotional, and it comes through in that, and I have a hard time even opening that up. I think at some time in the future I will probably look through that. I have thought very strongly about just burning it and getting done with it. There were a few things in there that I know would still be of value. I wrote down some notes on a lot of stuff in there that would probably still be of value, so I would like to go through that. But at this point, it still puts me back in a place that I am not equipped at the moment to do. But what I see is the importance. I see it as important to keep a record, because your memory of things changes, and especially like for rituals and spells and things like that, the things that you used, the intent that you had at the time, did you have a clear intent? Was that really a love spell that you did, or was that something to do something else? I can't really say, but you can look back, and especially if you have put down what the results were. I was kind of bad at that too, because I often did not record my results, or the results were so far in the future that it's hard to connect back to what you did. I do remember a couple of things. I did a couple of love spells, or I won't say love spells, I will say attraction spells, let's put it that way. And both of these did something that I they worked, but they worked sideways because I couldn't really take advantage of it. The first one, this lovely woman comes up to me. I'm sitting in my truck. It's lunchtime, and I'm sitting at my truck eating at this fast food place. And she's carrying some stuff, and she wants a ride a few blocks away. And I just gotten chewed out by my boss for taking too long at lunch, and I couldn't say yes, because if I didn't get back to work and he had just chewed me out, I was liable to get fired. And I'm like, damn, why did this have to happen today? Why did he have to chew me out today? And she wasn't too happy that I wouldn't give her a ride, but it was like, I gotta keep my job here. And the second time I used the same thing a few months later, the second time, and it was somebody else who wanted a ride. And she stops me outside of this drugstore, and I'm at the drugstore. I just taken my mom to the doctor, and she had something. I don't remember what she had. I don't remember what she had done, but she was not feeling good, and I had to get a prescription for her, and so I'm stopping at the drugstore to get the prescription and everything, and it's like, no, I can't give you a ride. I mean, I got my mom here. She's not feeling good. I got to take her home and put her to bed so she could take some of these pain pills, and and it was like, damn, it's working, but what the hell is the deal? So I kind of gave up on that. Because neither time could I actually take advantage of it. And that's the kind of stuff that you want to remember, even though it's kind of weird to remember. It'd be cool to hear from some of you all that might have had some of the same sort of anti-Clara type stuff happen to you, because that's kind of the way I feel. It's like that spell went sideways on me, and there was no way I could easily take advantage of that. Yeah, the second time it was like, no, there's no choice. The first time, yeah, I guess I did have a choice of whether to risk my job or not, but it's like, no, I don't. No, she's not worth it. I don't know her. She's not worth it. Even though she was quite attractive, and she had some nice body glitter. Yes. So, back to my thing about keeping records. It keeps you from just having to remember stuff. When you look back and you're like, oh yeah, that's right. I did actually go through all that stuff. That really did happen, and I did record it in real time that it did happen. That was not a dream. That was not a fantasy. You have a hard record of it. And that helps a whole lot. Alright, I think I'm going to wind things up for this time. Thank you for watching. This is Jen Freemind. Blessed be y'all.